we are going to do taco chili, and it is 457 milligrams of sodium per serving. Now we can cut this number down. We try to stick under 500 milligrams of sodium. If you want it to be less, I will show you what we can do here. So I always break down a meal every time for the sodium for everything that I'm going to be using. The meat is one place where you can come down. I have 60 milligrams of sodium per serving, depending on what you use. Some people use pork or they use beef. If you know someone who hunts and can get venison, that is something good to use. That sodium count may come down. Just check your meat packages. Okay, and the cans here in front, if I'll take a closer look at each one of these, we can see you're going to need one of everything, one of each of these. These are all low sodium, and they can be found in Walmart, in Food Lion, Publix, and they're pretty easy to come by. So let's take a look here at the first one. It is chili beans, and again you're going to see that it has down here no salt added. Okay, so you'll need the whole can of that. And the next that we have is the light kidney beans, the same thing. There's no added salt on these. Okay, third, here you see I have sweet corn. You can use the whole kernel corn, or you can use the cream sweet corn, which I'm going to try this time because I think it's going to be really great. It's going to melt down into the chili very well. Okay, next we have the stewed tomatoes, again with no salt. Here we have the tomato sauce with no salt. Okay, now here is where some of the sodium comes in. We do use the refried beans. I have the lowest sodium that I can find here, but remember this is going to be divided by 10 times because there are 10 servings out of this recipe, so it's really not that bad. I've also found a Rotel that has no salt added. It's very low in sodium, and I was very surprised. I am using this instead of salsa, because salsa has around more than 400 milligrams of sodium for just a couple tablespoons. I can use this whole can here, and it's a very small amount. I have it written out for us. We'll see. The other place is the black olives, which does have some sodium in there, but you can cut that number down by using half a can, or you don't have to use them at all. But I really think you will want those for the flavor. Let's take a look at those here on the chart, because this is all broken down per serving. Okay, so you can see the kidney beans, that's very low. Chili beans, not bad. Sweet corn, refried beans, this is where it's going to pick up 176 per serving. Tomato sauce, stewed tomatoes, the Rotel is only 3 milligrams, okay, per serving, so that's very good. The olives are 50. Now that's because I used the whole can. If you cut that can in half, then it's 25 milligrams per serving, so you can cut that down. I'm going to use some sour cream, which is only 15 milligrams of sodium. Here in the corner, I have cheese. It's a shredded Mexican cheese. It would be 85 milligrams of sodium. You do not need the cheese. You can take that whole 85 out. If you use the cheese, that is for 2 tablespoons. If you just want 1 tablespoon, cut that in half, and it will drop our number even lower than the 457 milligrams. Okay, the best part about this recipe, it is so fast to do, so easy to do. You will not believe it. So you do your ground beef and drain it. Okay, the best thing you want to do with the ground beef, though, is keep on cutting it through. Make it in small little particles. Don't leave it in clumps. If you can break that through, then we get all that chili sauce through that. It's more flavorful. So I did that, and I drained it, and I put it in my Dutch oven, and you can come and see this. And I put it in there, and I mixed all those cans. You just dump them all in there. Now what I did with the olives is I cut them up a little bit finer, so there would be more flavor in here. But you can see how good that looks, the color in there, and the smell is wonderful. This is all you need. You need to put it on here until it boils. We also need to add 2 cups of water to this and let it boil. After it boils, turn it down and let it simmer. Now, this Rotel will give you a flavor in here. If you want something a little stronger, I have made a taco seasoning with no salt, and I put a tablespoon of this in here, and I will give you that recipe. If not, you can find some online and you can find them in Walmart, packets with taco seasoning that does not have any salt in it. You might want to add that to your taste as you go. Some people like it a little bit more spicier. You want to add more of that. Okay, but I would try it with the Rotel first. The best thing about getting the flavor here is to let this simmer. Okay, so after it comes to a boil, just let it simmer. Continually stir it so it's not sticking. And then we'll leave that there for maybe about 15 minutes or so. And then we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like when we're finished.